Hi folks, good evening and welcome to this exclusive session on internet. Over the next 1 hour, we'll try to analyze how internet has been growing in the last few years and how will it hopefully grow further and whether you should be worried about it or excited about it. My name is Mudit Khosla and I'm Senior Vice President Brand Solutions Group at IndiaMART.com. A quick word on IndiaMART.com. We are India's largest marketplace for bulk buyers and sellers. We get roughly 1.5 crore monthly users who generate around 70 lakh online business inquiries for over 2.5 crore products. What we will cover in this session is firstly the recent internet trends in India and how it is supposed to pan over the next few years, how buyer behavior has been changing in the recent years, what is the transformation this is leading to in business and marketing practices, and finally the top reasons to have your online presence. While the Indian population has been increasing in the last 4 5 years at roughly around 8%, which will be 12% in the 7 years from 2010 to 2017. The internet users population is increased by a whooping 400% from 10 crore to 50 crore. And no points for or no prizes for guessing what are they doing. The top things that they do today is searching on the web, email, social networking, and online shopping. And in case you're looking for a good, nice digital strategy for yourself, you'll need to pivot your strategy on all the four pillars. How is this transforming the way we do business? So, to my mind, there are three key things that have actually changed or transformed where paradigm shift has happened. There was a time earlier, 2 decades back, when brands used to try and find consumers, which means I would try and figure out where the customer is. I would do my advertisements over there, spray and then pray, wait for buyers to then reach out to me because I've done enough marketing to everyone there. Against that, today it is all about being found. I make myself available online, discoverable online, and as and when a buyer using his mode of screen size, whether it's a tablet or it's a mobile device, he logs on to various platforms, be it a search platform or a shopping platform. I make myself discoverable to him. Similarly, from being a mass marketing approach, it's slowly turning towards targeted marketing approach. If I wanted to target some key people in Delhi, I would do let's say newspaper ads. As against that, today, if I want to target people in Noida I want to target people in a specific sector, in that sector specific gender, and in that gender a specific age group. I can use internet and various tools available to actually do that. And all this obviously leads to from being a decision making which was more dependent upon quote unquote common sense or intuitive or seemingly logical to absolutely data driven, right? Because every single act that happens online is captured as a data point. All those data points come together to create a logical or a meaningful information which then is used to take subsequent decisions for further promotion of your brand or your business. Finally, we come to the top reasons why we believe that your business needs online presence. Yeah, so the first reason is, well, your customers are online. And in many cases, even if competition is also online. And we believe customers are slowly beginning to punish those brands who aren't visible online. More so in such cases where your competition is doing a lot of online stuff. So I'll give you an example. So we all know of India's largest mobile phone company, which is a South Korean brand. Now, while the market share for the South Korean brand has been shrinking in the last few quarters, in fact, not only in India, but I would say across the globe, and there have been a lot of PR around that, the market share of brands like Xiaomi and Motorola has actually seen a 5x or a 10x growth in the same time. And the difference, the only big difference that I can see is the approach they have towards digital. So while this leading South Korean brand for a very long time refrained from selling online, in fact, it actually penalized sellers and dealers and distributors who are trying to sell their handphones online. On the other hand, Xiaomi's and the Motorola's and the OnePluses, they've actually applied an only and purely sell online strategy. They're not available offline, no shops, nothing. They're only available in the digital ecosystem, and they've very significantly seen a sharp increase in the number of transactions that are happening. So, if your competition is doing a good job online, make sure that you're also available online. Otherwise, people will start penalizing you the way it's happened in the example that I just shared with you, right? And you really don't want to risk losing your customer just because they couldn't find you correctly and at appropriate places on the net. Second, global. Well, go global instantly. Uh, the other huge advantage that internet provides today is that the products and services are no longer bound by geography. So anybody across the world can see any of the products which are available for sale. And if they're not for sale, they can at least see your catalog, they can get in touch with you. Again, click of a button, there's digital telephony, there's internet telephony that helps them to reach out to you at absolutely no cost. So again, that's the power of internet. Though I must say this is that not all is rosy with this thought, because the moment you are discovered online by a potential customer, he doesn't just discover you. He on that search result page on a search engine discovers multiple such people, which means a lot of your competing brands also may be discovered. So the only difference that you can make between you versus the others who sell similar stuff is have, I would say, smarter, better digital presence. So what I'm trying to say is it's not just about having a digital presence, but deploying resources and smartness to create smart digital presence. Third, uh, try and have great customer relationships. See, before internet came or it became the norm, most brands could really they would really have a direct or a physical or I should say emotional connect with or interaction with customers directly. Unless you were a direct to customer brand, like for example, we had Eureka Forbes at one point in time when the sales reps of Eureka Forbes would reach out to us directly. Otherwise, most brands would be kind of communicated through dealers, distributors, and typically those were the guys who ended up becoming the ambassadors of that brand or representatives of that brand. But in today's date, that's not the case, because now through social media and other forms of digital marketing, we can actually easily create a direct customer engagement where the consumers can talk to the brands directly. Something which was, like I just said, impossible earlier. The logic is that human beings like to create relationships, whether it is in their personal lives or when they're buying something. Right? When you go to a shop, you try to forge a conversation with the seller or the retailer. Right? So a strong direct user engagement between the brand itself and the customer is now possible, and this will ultimately drive better sales for you. So I'd say use online presence to survey your customers, get their opinions, listen to the complaints, rectify those complaints, demonstrate online that you've really taken care to rectify those complaints, get very micro with them or get very one-to-one-ish with them, use social media for such things, use services that post where where you can actually create online videos, or you can connect with them through video telephony to give them customer support, sell online, and so on and so forth. So these are the things that you can actually do to create the rapport between you as a brand and the users of your brand. Yeah, the fourth is market your brand easily and quickly. In fact, a lot of times also more cost effectively. So have you ever tried promoting a brand on TV or newspaper? So firstly, you'll realize, in case you're doing it, that you're spending a fortune doing it. Well, but it might fetch you a lot of widespread audiences and therefore make itself worth the price. But tell me, what if the consumer was simply changing the channel, or consumer is just skimming through the newspaper without really caring for your brand so much? Now, every single consumer out there is a replica of you yourself. And isn't it a fact that whenever you're watching TV and the advertisements start coming, we flip the channel immediately. Every single human being on planet Earth is doing exactly the same thing. Right? So जैसे ही channel आएगा, जैसे ही sorry ad आएगी, they will flip the channel. But against this, uh, you can market over the internet with much smaller budgets and still have the same impact that you desire, because here you get a chance to reach your consumers in a fairly organized manner. So let me try and give you an example. I'll take one specific use case. Let's say you're a local business which requires to reach its targeted audience in a catchment in a catchment area. So what do you do? Well, currently you think of a good, nice campaign that you want to do, then go to someone who will print, who will create or design a kind of a leaflet, go to a printer, get the leaflet printed, uh, probably at 1 or 2 rupees per leaflet, then go to a newspaper vendor in the morning, ask him to insert this inside the households, which he'll probably take 50 paisa or 1 rupee per such insert, which means that for 100 such inserts, you're spending 1 rupee of creation and 1 rupee of giving to the newspaper vendor, which is roughly 2 rupees. So 100 such inserts, 200 rupees you paid, and like I just told you, every consumer is like you and me. Whenever we see all these newspaper inserts, the first thing we do is we just throw them. So assume 20% people will really bother to look at it. So out of 100 people, 20 people look, 200 rupees you spend, average cost per view is 10 rupees. Against this, now think of online marketing. All you got to do is go to a good, nice platform that can segment data of users, like a social media platform, pay them anywhere between 2 to 3 rupees for a per view. That's it. You create some good, nice banners, create a good, nice landing page, start the program on the same evening at 2 rupees or 3 rupees per person. You'll get far better economies as compared to the 10 rupees or a 15 rupees of a physical newspaper insert that the gentleman consumed. Yeah. So as a business enterprise, you're already spending so much money in office rentals, SG&A, your employee salaries, cost of inventory, and such stuff. Online marketing, say the advantage is that it definitely, if you have some economies of scale, clearly, a cheaper mode of marketing helps you invest the monies in other parts of your businesses. Yeah, this is very interesting. India's internet economy will be worth approximately 5% of India's GDP, and I was just doing back of the envelope calculation that seems to be almost 12 lakh crores of rupees worth of GDP will be conducted, which will be an internet-enabled manner. That's whooping, right? So if I look at all types of products and categories, I think roughly 3 odd lakh unique product categories exist in India today, whether it's B2B or B2C. I would say every single of these product categories will be searched online. Many of them will be bought online, and for the others, contacted online to be bought offline. So in some way or the other, they will be online touch to roughly 12 lakh crores worth of products. And online marketing will definitely help you in your efforts to look for these consumers who are online looking for these products and services. Finally, I think it's official. We are now actually spending more time staring at our mobile phone screens than TV screens. So marketers used to think of smartphones as the second screen or a place where people, reach out to when there was a commercial break in the during TV breaks. But guys, not anymore. It definitely is a time to reverse that theory. And while I don't have India's own data, but in the US, I have some data with me, which is people with access to smartphones now spend almost 3 hours, which is to be precise, 2 hours and 57 minutes on their mobile phone screens on a daily basis, versus TV screens get roughly 2 hours and 40 minutes of attention. And this is as per a audit company called Bureau of Labor Statistics in the US. So just thinking about this, I now in the hindsight think that a day like this was bound to happen. And again, I'll go back to taking example of we ourselves. Now, haven't we seen over the last few years since we started using smartphones that the time we spend on a smartphone has steadily increased, whereas the time we spend on television has virtually remained constant. So this data from the US, which I just showed you, which was 2.4 hours of daily spending of TV, or daily viewing of TV has actually stayed very stagnant. And that's what I'm trying to say, that while this has stayed stagnant, the time people spend on their tablets or mobile screens has really increased, which means some or many of your competition too is starting marketing online if it is not already doing it. Finally, just to kind of summarize all this, what should be your success mantra? Simply, it's a three-step process. First, do go and create a good, nice, amazing online catalog of your products. Try and forge or try and bring good, nice traffic, relevant traffic, I would say, to this catalog. And thirdly, once you've hit the sweet spot, which means that there is a catalog which you feel is best possible, is impeccable, and there's good, nice traffic and traffic that's converting, then slowly start spending money in bringing more traffic through various modes of digital marketing. And incidentally, we do all these things at IndiaMART. We create catalogs, we ensure traffic, and we do also do digital marketing for you folks. In case you'd like to, reach out to us, we are happy speaking to you. The contact details will be available to you at the end of this session. So have a great time, guys. Enjoy your journey towards